Hey BVC, it's Andy Cloudy Mulder, your self-proclaimed metal mogul. So Mark G with a C made an interesting video yesterday as I film this. I will leave a link below. It was entitled 72 Seasons Ago. Obviously there's a hell of a lot of hype and coverage of the new Metallica album 72 Seasons. I've already mentioned that name twice myself, so I'm contributing to that blanket coverage and hype. But Mark's video, he's go and watch it if you haven't already. He's certainly not casting any hate on Metallica or their album. They have the right to release whatever album they want. Much like Mark, I'm a first four albums guy, and after that they lost interest for me. I do have a couple of the more recent, they've only released 3 in 15 years or so, haven't they? Death Magnetic, I bought Hardwired when it hit the bargain bins, and I will probably buy 72 Seasons when that hits the bargain bins as well. So again, this isn't a video to cast hate on the album. I've not heard the album. I have heard the first 4 singles that came out. Didn't do a lot for me, if I am honest with you, but I always like to hear them in the context of the album. So what this video is, that's a long ramble, basically say this is actually a video about that album. But Mark had an interesting thought. He started thinking what was happening 72 seasons ago. See what I did there? Well, that was 2005. I had 1 year to get right, and I butchered it. 2005. So he started looking through to see what albums he thought were released in 2005 that would always be better than the albums that Metallica could release today. That got me thinking, what have I got in my collection from 2005? And I found enough different stuff to put together a response to that video. And I don't think it was meant to be a thread starter, but I thought I would show you what I have from 2005 and why I think they are great albums. First up, from Sweden, Ram. Traditional heavy metal at its finest. Even before the whole new wave of traditional heavy metal thing really kicked in, Ram were producing albums like Forced Entry. This is their debut album. Awesome traditional heavy metal. From Ireland, Gamma Bomb. So proper full-on thrash metal was alive in 2005 as well. And Gamma Bomb were one of the bands that were putting it out when many bands had already really given up or changed their style, a lot like Metallica had over the years. This first album from Gamma Bomb is very raw. It's not really got their signature sound. They were just starting out. It's called Survival of the Fastest. It's got an awesome cover, and it's a really good album. I've been listening to a lot of Gamma Bomb recently. They've got a new album coming out this year, and I've been really on a Gamma Bomb kick, so look out. I think I'll probably do a Gamma Bomb collection video at some point, and maybe a little ranking as well, if I can be bothered. Bruce Dickinson, he was standing out on his own in 2005. I think this is his 5th album, Tyranny of Souls, and it's an album I really, really enjoy. I particularly like Navigate the Seasons of the Sun, which is quite a chilled out song, probably one of the slowest songs on the album, but it's one of those ones that absolutely grabs me, the title track as well. But Bruce Dickinson was still doing his own thing in 2005. A band that really found their sound, or certainly for me in 2005, was a Grand Magus, and this is Wolf's Return, their 3rd album. I think if you hadn't heard this album but you were familiar with the Grand Magus style, you would recognise them from this. Not so much from the first couple of albums. They were evolving their sound over time, and by the time the 3rd album came out, the signature Grand Magus sound had been found. I love this band. Swedish, epic, doom-laden heavy metal. This maybe sticks out a little bit like a sore thumb. Okay, it's not metal. Some would probably say it's not even hard rock. It's more sort of straight up rock, but it's got a stoner fuzz to it that I've always really enjoyed. Wolfmother, or the guy behind Wolfmother, is from Australia, I believe, and debut album was originally released in 2005. I have always loved the sound of this band. I'll put links below to all these albums so you can check them out yourself if you haven't already. But if you can class Metallica as thrash these days, then I can class these guys as it's all hard rock. But if you're not checked out Wolfmother, do it. It's a lot more chilled out. It's a lot more light-hearted is a best way I could describe it. But it's also got that stoner fuzz to it, and I really enjoy it. Now, a band that I think kind of puts Metallica to shame. I know I said I wasn't going to shit on them, but Judas Priest have never really let the side down. You don't hear too many people complaining about a Judas Priest album when it gets released. Certainly not over the last few years with the quality that they've put out. And that kind of started again with Angel of Retribution when Rob Halford rejoined the band. This is a really good album. I think only Loch Ness is the only track that's a bit goes on a bit, and it's heavy, but it goes on a bit. Yes, great heavy album and return to form for Judas Priest. Number 7, Gamma Ray, of course, fronted by Kai Hansen. This was the band he put together after he left Halloween, and this is actually their 10th studio album. They have had a lot of albums out. If you're not familiar with Gamma Ray and you love that early Halloween style of power metal, then Gamma Ray carry that on in spades. Great band. Not their best album, I would say, but he hasn't really released a bad album, so Gamma Ray, Majestic. Now my plus 2, I'm going to go to Germany. Debut album for Metal Inquisitor, Doomsday for the Heretic. This version also comes with a live album as well from 2007. But great, straight up German heavy metal. Did a video on these guys not too long ago and showed my collection. I think I did a ranking video on them as well, so go and check that out if you've not seen that one, or you want to know a little bit more about Metal Inquisitor. And last, and certainly by no means least, I know Mark is a big Ed Repka artwork guy, so I thought I would throw in some as well. This is UK thrash, Suicide Watch, and their debut album Global Warning. This has a familiar, well, not so much a familiar face, but a familiar this guy here, Ian Glasper, who is he was the bass player, but he's also the author of Contract in Blood, my UK thrash Bible. Well thumbed that book, and it's absolutely fantastic. This is full on in your face thrash metal with aggressive vocals, aggressive music, doesn't let up from start to finish. Fully, full on thrash lyrical content, all politically charged and putting the world to rights. It's really good. In fact, I bought this some time ago, and I must have played it when I bought it, but it's in my box of things that I need to go back to and check out. So looking for things from 2005 certainly prompted me to go back, and I am glad I did. Excellent album. If you don't know Suicide Watch and that fantastic cover art, do check them out. Again, I'll try and leave a link below. So great idea for a for not a thread, Mark, if you didn't mean that, or but do check out Mark's original video. 2005 had some great albums, and it's hard to believe it was only 72 seasons ago. Thanks for watching. Talk to you in the comments.